Section 8 of the Book of Divine Consolation of the Blessed Angela of Foligno. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Treatise II, Chapter 7. How the soul may speedily and easily find God by means of devout, pure, constant, humble, and fervent prayer. Ye must know, however, that the soul cannot obtain this knowledge of its own power, neither by writings, nor learning, nor by any created thing, albeit it may use and profit by them, but solely by divine grace and the light thereof. Wherefore do I hold that the soul cannot find it more speedily, nor implore it and obtain it more easily from the Most High God, perfect good, perfect light, and perfect love, than by devout, pure, constant, humble, and fervent prayer, and that uttered not only with the mouth alone, but with the mind and heart and all the strength of the soul and the feelings of the body, asking and imploring with most ardent desire. It followeth then that the soul who desireth to find this full and true knowledge and light of God must offer its own prayers, reading, meditating, and studying constantly in the Book of Life, which book is the whole life of Christ during the time that he did live this mortal life. God the Father, dearly beloved, hath shown and set forth unto the soul the form, manner, and way, whereby it may obtain the knowledge of God himself through love. God the Father most high, wise and all-knowing, hath given us his beloved Son, as a sign and as an ensample. Wherefore, my dear children, if ye are eager for the light of divine grace, if ye will free your hearts from all cares, if ye will escape all hurtful temptations, if ye will perfect yourselves in the way of God, and set your feet verily upon this way, then haste ye to fly unto the cross of Christ, for verily there is no other way reserved unto the sons of God, whereby they may find God, and, having found him, keep him, save the way of the life and death of Christ crucified. This do I hold to be the Book of Life, unto the reading of which, as I have already said, none can attain save by continual prayer. For continual prayer doth illumine, exalt, and transform the soul, and illumined by that light and uplifted by prayer, it doth clearly behold the way prepared for it and trodden already by the feet of the Crucified. Thus walking upon this way with an awakened heart, not only do we escape from the heavy cares of this world, but we are uplifted above ourselves and do taste of the divine sweetness, and being thus uplifted, we are kindled with divine fire, and, burning with love, we are made one with God. And all this cometh of gazing upon the cross through the medium of continual prayer. Wherefore, my beloved Son, hasten thee unto this cross, and pray that he who died upon it for thy sake will so enlighten thee that thou mayest fully know both him and thyself, and that, profoundly knowing thine own faults, thou mayest raise thyself unto the divine sweetness, rising from a love of thy faults unto the divine mercy and casting away all falseness. For seeing how that the incomprehensible and incomparable God hath adopted thee, who is so full of sin, and hath elected thee to be his Son, deigning to be thy Father, thou shalt not show thyself ungrateful, but thou shalt study how in all ways to obey the commands of so marvelous and loving a Father. For if the Father's will is not fulfilled in his lawful sons, how shall it be fulfilled in the unlawful? Unlawful sons are they who, by reason of the evil desires of the flesh, do break loose from the discipline of the Father, and lawful sons are they who, by reason of their ardent love, do endeavor to follow their master in poverty, suffering, and disgrace. And these three things, my beloved sons, must ye know and take for the foundation and completion of all perfection, because through these three things is the soul illumined, purged, and perfected, and made ready for the divine transformation. I do repeat, therefore, that all the perfection of man and the knowledge of God and of himself, that is to say, the understanding of the immensity of God in all perfection and goodness, and of his own nothingness, this manifestation and knowledge of God and of himself is only granted unto the lawful sons of God, who do pray truly, and fervently do read and meditate in the Book of Life. Unto these true sons doth God the Father open and present the Book of Life, which is the life of Jesus Christ, God and man, within which book They will find all things that they can possibly desire to know. Herein can they learn of the blessed wisdom of God, which maketh not proud, and herein will they find set forth all doctrine needful for themselves and for others. If thou dost desire, therefore, to be well enlightened and instructed, read this Book of Life, and if thou goest slowly and dost not read lightly nor pass things over, thou wilt be enlightened and instructed in all things necessary for thyself and for others according to their condition. And if thou dost carefully read and meditate, using no haste, thou wilt be kindled and consumed by the divine fire in such a degree that thou wilt hold all tribulation to be the greatest consolation, and wilt deem thyself to be utterly unworthy of suffering tribulation. And what is more, if any human praise or prosperity should come unto thee through some talent which God hath bestowed upon thee, thou shalt not be puffed up with pride, nor raise thyself on high, for if thou readest the Book of Life, thou wilt see therein and verily comprehend that this thing cometh not of thine own merit. This is one of the signs whereby man may know that he hath the grace of God, that he groweth not puffed up or haughty whatsoever may happen, but remaineth ever humble. Ye see then, my son, how before all things ye must endeavor to attain unto a veritable knowledge of God and of thyself, which knowledge is not attained save through constant and fervent prayer, and diligently reading in the Book of Life. Amen. End of Section 8.